there, thanks for stopping by my channel to color. Today we're going to be working on this adorable Magnolia image called Tilda with floating hearts. Isn't she cute? I love how she looks like she's blowing little kisses there. I thought this would be perfect for a Valentine's Day card. So there is a kit available for this. If you'd like to purchase that, I'll put a link to it down in the description box. I've already stamped my image on some Neenah 80-pound solar white cardstock with Memento Tuxedo black ink. So let's color. So we're going to go ahead and start out by coloring our skin. For that, we're going to use the 11, 21, 00, 000, and then for our cheeks, we're going to use R20 and R30. So I always color from light to, or from darkest to lightest. So I start out with my darkest color. I add in the next lighter color until I get down to my last color. And for my last color, I tend to go over the entire thing just to soften it up a little bit. And then if I'm going to put a second coat, I again start with my darkest color, add my mid-tone, add my lighter color, and then finish it up with a swipe of my lightest color across the entire thing. I do that every time. For me, it just works better to work dark to light. For you, it may work better to work light to dark. It just depends on your coloring style and how you like to do things. For me, this just tends to work out best. So I'm going in with my E11 there, and I added where I want all my shadows to be. And I couldn't decide if Tilda was wearing a dress or if she had on shorts or what the deal was with her legs. So I decided to just go ahead and make her leg up there on the top and make it so that she has on a shirt that just bunches up there underneath of her arms. I don't know if she's wearing a dress or not, but that was my cure for that. So I'm going in now and I'm just adding my second lightest color, which is E00. And then I'm going to come in and add a couple little spaces there I thought were just skin area, and I filled those in with my E11. Now I'm coming in and adding I'm adding a little nose indentation there on her face. I thought it would be cute to have that on there. And I'm coming in with my E21, and then I'm coming back over with my E00, and there's a bunch of hearts there on her face. I wasn't too worried about going over them with my lightest colors because I'm going to color them red, and you're going to go ahead and color right over the top of those. For cheek color, I usually start on the outer edge and I just fill in where the little dots are there. The artist put those on there, so I just use them as my guide. And then I come in with my E00, go over the cheeks and kind of pull into the middle. And then I swipe over her entire face with my E000 to fill it in. Then I wanted her cheeks to be a little bit pinker, so I'm adding a third coat and swiping over that with my E000. So let's go ahead and do her hair next. For that, we'll use E44, 43, and 42. I'm going to go ahead and just swipe over her entire hair with my E42 this time and fill it all the way in. I'm not really being that careful. I'm just coloring the entire thing in. Then I'm going to come in with my E44 and add where I want my darkest colors to be. I tend to hold my pen a little bit more straight up and down so I can make little bitty lines with the tip of my pen. That seems to work best for me. And if I hold it straight up and down, I tend not to smush the nib down as much. Then I'm coming in and adding a little bit of my E43 to fill in some of those blank areas. And then I'm going to come back with my E44 and add just a little bit more of that darken and kind of make little squiggly lines in there so that it'll make it look more like streaks in her hair. Now we're going to go ahead and do her wings. For that, you will use R01, R00, and then my colorless blender. I'm starting out with my R01 and I'm doing a little bit on there, and oh my goodness, look at that big mess that my pen made. It made a huge disaster. So I went ahead and I used my paper towel to just pick a little bit up, and I'm trying to squish it back in there with my colorless blender and soften up some of those edges. But in the long run, it's not going to really matter because we're going to cut her out. So I decided I'd go over the whole thing with my E00, and then I'm going to come back in with my R01 since there's that big blob there, and I'm going to color in the middle of her wing. And then I'm going to go over that with my colorless blender and kind of soften a little bit on the edges. Alright, so next we're going to go ahead and do her shirt and her socks. So we'll use C2 and C0. I'm just going in with my C2 and adding a little bit of shadows where I want it to be darkest, and I went down all the lines on her socks. I'm coming in on her shirt and again adding a little bit of shadow in there along the bottom and the edges. Then I'm going to go over the top of that with my C0. On the shirt I didn't go all the way to the edge because I wanted that to be a little bit lighter, and if I leave a little space when I come back with my second coat, it will make it a lighter coat than the one I did previously. So there I'm going to go ahead and fill it all the way in. Next, it leaves red, R29, R24, and R43. I'm just filling in all the hearts with my R29, and then I'm going to start my little bow, so a little dab of red there in the middle, and then we'll go over the edges of that with the R24, and we'll fill in the rest of the bow with our R43. I really like the R43. It's got a lot of pink in it, so it makes it look really Valentine-ish. And then we'll do the same thing down here for her shirt cuff. I decided that I wanted that to have a little bit of contrast there. You could also just do it gray if you wanted. And then we're going to go ahead and finish it up by coloring in our shoes. I tried to go around carefully around the lace on her shoe because I want that to be white. So I'm going to try to avoid that. So anyways, I hope you had fun coloring today. If you have a question, leave me a comment down below and I'll make sure to get back to you. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. It really helps my channel out. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do that and hit the little bell next to it so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. If you're interested in watching me put the card together, there will be a real-time video for you to watch so you can see that process at the end of the coloring. But it is real time, so you'll have to go check that out. Otherwise, I hope you are having a fabulous week, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.